All right, hi Mikey, how you doing?
I'm awful today.
All right, well, before we get into that, I'm going to go over the consent form, and then we'll get into the session, okay?
Okay.
I'm a student in counseling skills at Eastern Florida State College, and I'm required to practice counseling skills with volunteers. I appreciate your willingness to come work with me on my class assignment today. You can choose to talk about anything, but preferably we'd like you to just do a role play and not talk about anything necessarily related to you. First of all, I want to go over confidentiality. As a student, I cannot offer any form of legal confidentiality. However, anything you say to me in the practice session will remain confidential except for certain exceptions that state law requires me to report. As a student, I must report a serious issue of harm to yourself, indications of child abuse or neglect, or other special conditions as required by the state of Florida. I will be recording our session for my personal listening and learning. If you become uncomfortable at any time, we can turn the recording off. The recording may be shared with my professor and my fellow students. You'll find that the recording does not affect our practice session so long as you and I are comfortable. Without additional permission, recordings and any written transcripts are destroyed at the end of the course. I am an inexperienced counselor. I cannot do formal counseling. This practice session helps me learn with learning skills, and I will need feedback from you about my performance and what you find helpful. I may give you a form to ask you to evaluate how helpful I was. Is that all right?
It's all right.
Okay. All right, so what's going on in your world today, Mikey?
I don't know. I'm feeling kind of crappy. I don't see my dad very much, and when I do, he drinks and doesn't really pay much attention to me.
So, Mike, what you're saying is your dad's drinking bothers you, and you feel hurt by being ignored by it, and you're upset and you feel hurt. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. I love my dad, but it makes me not want to go see him.
I can understand what you're saying. Have you told him how you feel about his drinking?
Yeah, me and my sister tell him all the time to quit smoking and take care of himself, but we never tell him to quit drinking.
And how does his drinking make you feel?
I feel sad when I see him half drunk. He stammers and he talks, and when he talks, he repeats himself.
Is there a time when you can be with him when he isn't drinking?
He drinks like every day, and on the weekends he drinks in the mornings, and in the evening he's ready for bed by about like 6.
You know, Mike, it shows me that you love your dad and that you want to have a good relationship with him. And I think that shows a strength for you to come in here and discuss this with me today.
Thanks. Sometimes I don't feel strong because it hurts me.
Can you tell me a time with your dad when you had a good time and he wasn't, as you put it, half drunk?
Yeah, we went to the air show and saw a bunch of planes and the Blue Angels, and he had a pilot friend that walked around with us and told us stories. That's
good. So you and your dad have some things in common that you like. What are some things that you both have in common other than the air show?
You know, every once in a while we play basketball and go see a movie.
That's good. So every now and then you have good times with your dad. Is that right?
I guess we do. I forget we do things together with my sister, and we have some good times.
I'm glad you can look back on those good times. I think that's very important to help your relationship with your father. Well, time's up for today, and we'll see you next time. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you.